Hey y'all, thanks for stopping by. So this will be the second video that I've made on Xenogenders, and if you hadn't seen the first one, I'll link it, but it's like older equipment, so watch out. And if this is your first time seeing any video about the whole Xenogender thing, or if you're someone who thinks this is all just like, you know, silly snowflake Gen Z stuff, bear with me, hear me out, try to get through the whole video. I promise you might change your mind a little bit. So I'm only making this because of some I I feel confident calling it calls to violence on the internet regarding people who use xenogenders or non-binary people. You can call it MBphobia, you can call it what you like, but calls to violence for sure. The first time I saw this happen, it was a streamer Doe. Um, it's xenogender. It chooses to identify as a deer. This does not literally mean a physical deer, but xenogender identification aligned with a deer. Members of a certain streaming community came out and started just going to town, calling themselves deer hunters, saying it's hunting season, posting pictures of themselves with long guns, changing their display names to like a deer emoji with like a gun emoji next to it. And you can call those jokes if you want, but at the end of the day, you are saying, like, the only reason you're saying those things is because this person identifies this certain kind of way, and I'm saying that I kill those things. So you could call that a call to violence. So this happened over the weekend. This happened with actually someone who I follow on Twitter who chooses a vampire xenogender. And the meme started coming out. Oddly enough, from that same sort of streaming community, but oh, I'm a vampire hunter. Oh, stake to the heart. Oh, throw them in the sunlight. All types of I kill vampires jokes. And I stress jokes because I don't really think of it that way. You could look at that as a call to violence. Because it is. You're only saying those things because someone who, either you don't like or you don't understand is saying things that you don't like or you don't understand. Now, the reason I want you to stick around and hear me out as far as like this whole xenogender thing and non-binary folks in general, most of my, if analytics aren't lying to me, most of my viewers are male. And I think that a lot of, especially like you come on the video, you see me, someone who looks like me talking about the whole xenogender thing, cishet white guy, you know, in my 30s, dorky, yeah, I get that. I'm not exactly the person who a lot of people go to for this kind of stuff. But if you're someone who looks like me, or someone who's never really thought about this for too long, this is what I'd like you to do. We'll call this our homework, faith building exercise, if you will. And I want you to answer this honestly. What does it mean to be a man? But describe it without using gendered language. It's kind of weird, isn't it? You know? It almost sounds like you're talking about a personality. And that's the real kicker with all this. That's how all of this comes together. When you're talking about gender expression, how you present yourself to the world, that has nothing to do with your sex organs, you know? It's like if you look at me and the way that I dress, like my lack of hair, my beard, stuff like that, you're assuming that I'm a guy. This is how I present myself. My expression to the world is masculine. So people look at me and they say, that's a guy. Any sort of expression like that That's it. That's what it is. And then if you talk about the whole interpersonal things, what they act like, hobbies, things like that, you're getting even more into you're talking about a personality. When you're talking about xenogender expression, I want you to really start thinking about it that way. It's not about what you're built like. It's not about who your parents were or what you were born as. It's about this is how I choose to express myself to the world. And if you want to say it's a personality, you don't have to make your gender a personality. If that's what you want to think about with this, sure. Your gender expression is also a personality. Yours is just a more accepted personality. Yours is a mainstream view accepted type of personality. So accepted, in fact, that we don't call it a personality. We just call it normal. So if you fit in that normal bubble, really sit down and think about this. I know it seems weird, but in all the time that I've sat and read and thought about this kind of stuff, it's done nothing for me but solidify my belief that I am a man, that, I'm not, this is who I am and I'm happy with it. More than likely you will be too. Who knows what'll happen? Maybe this will be some kind of awakening for you if you sit and really think about it. But that's one thing that I have to ask you with this. Keep an open mind about it and honestly sit down and think. Don't just brush it off as, woo-woo, Gen Z snowflake nonsense. Really think about it. Do that for me and let me know what you find out. And, once you get all that done, come let me know. And hey, if you don't want to let me know what you found out, that's fine. Just try to have a good day all the same.